Hello everyone, this is Anton and this is my second video on my channel. Anton is on. Uh, it was pretty interesting to look at myself on the YouTube. Uh, Very strange feeling, but still trying to build myself, to build a better version of myself, and the main goal is being consistent and not to quit. In the end of last video, I said that I'm gonna tell more about myself, so you'll have a better picture of who am I and why your journey, from my point of view, should be easier of losing weight and building your body than mine. I was born in 1984 in one of the USSR republics, to be more specific in Ukraine, and to be even more specific in its capital, Kiev. Didn't have an extra weight in the very early years of my life. Was a regular child, but I would say around 19 years old, I started gaining extra pounds. I will upload some pictures here. You'll see them later. There, I could find only a few of those because of the war in my country. My parents left the house and they live in a different country right now, so I don't have access to my childhood pictures. Hopefully, one day I'll be able to show you more, and you will see my journey of gaining extra pounds. So, returning to how it happened from my position. First of all, my dad is not a skinny person. I think his height is around 5'7", and I will need to ask him, by the way. And he, all his life, he was fighting with his weight. All his life. So if I am 250 pounds with 6.2 height, I think he has the same weight, but on a smaller body, 5.7, his height. That's why it makes him look way more fatter than I am. But again, this is his journey and I'm talking about mine. So it's some kind of runs through the family, because his dad also wasn't a skinny person. But I noticed that a lot of people like saying that this is running in my family and I can't help myself. This is what I am, and I'm not able to get changes in my life because my dad or mom had extra pounds and my grandparents, so probably I'll just be just like them. I highly disagree with it. Highly disagree, and I will try to do my best. No, I will not try. I will do my best to prove these words wrong. Because if we will blame someone else all the time, we will not succeed in any of our beginnings. Blaming others is not a good choice, is not a way out of your situation. But I'll be honest with you, I've been there. I've been in the position when I was telling other people that this is my dad. What are you expecting from me? So, returning to my childhood, another reason why I think I start gaining weight is because of the meal plan in our family. Again, there was no meal plan because the food was cooking from the products that my mom or my grandmother was able to buy. At that time, it's not a thing that you just creating a list of groceries that you're looking to buy, that you need to buy. You go to the store and you buy it. No, it didn't work like that back in USSR and in Ukraine after it collapsed. It's not like in USA. No, back then you going to the grocery store and you're buying what you can find, which means if you find there a fish instead of meat that you was planning to buy, you buy the fish. If you can find, I don't know, like any fruits, but you was planning to buy vegetables, you buying the fruits because there's no other options. It's not that you can move to another grocery store and find what you're looking for. No. The deficit of groceries, the deficit of everything, of every product, almost every product on the market was critical. Buying a toilet paper was an issue. I'm not even talking to the furniture or even the clothes. If you're not in like a top 1 or 5% of people who had access to all those types of products, you need to wait in a very long line or know someone who will sell it to you for a way higher price than it should be selling on the store shelves. So even if you had money without good connections, you had a very big problem of spending them. And the third reason, from my point of view, why I also start gaining weight is because of my grandparents. They didn't have a simple, comfortable life. They passed through very, like, for a big amount of the hard times, hunger, World War II, um, a lot of crises that were hitting USSR. So in their head, food was like the very important part of their life. I mean, food is a very important part of our lives even now. But at that time, how can I explain it better? For the people who passed through hunger, they treat food differently. They treat food different. So, for example, if my grandmother was cooking something and then she put it on the table, you need to eat it all, and the portions were big. You need to eat it all because in her head she thinks that you'll be hungry, you'll be starving. Even if I was full, I was a child, I didn't have a big stomach to fit all that food into it. But at the same time, in her head, in her mind, I need to eat more because I think that she thought for some reason that something bad can happen in any moment and we will not have access to even that small amount of food that was available at that time. I think many people who grew up with their grandparents in their childhood will understand me and who lived in USSR because I couldn't say, I didn't have an option to say that I'm full and leave a food on a plate. It wasn't discussed. So I need to eat it. Sometimes she would say that if I won't eat my food, I won't be able to watch cartoons. Sometimes she's been saying that if I won't eat the whole plate, I won't be able to have a candy or dessert because, listen, if you're full right now, how are you going to eat candies or dessert? You don't have space for this food, so I'm sorry, no dessert for you. And when she was baking, I like that a lot, so I eat everything. I was a very active boy, just like every child back then. No laptops, no computers, no video games, just a few toy soldiers and old, ripped off soccer ball. We call it football. I know here in USA the word of football has a different meaning, but back in my childhood, we enjoyed playing soccer. So almost most of my free time I was spending outside, playing with my friends all day long. Coming after school, having your lunch, doing your homework, and then after that, you're going outside. But even with burning all those calories and having those family genes behind me, I wasn't I wasn't a skinny boy. I always had some extra pounds on my body. It never bothered me, to be honest. I never was bullied about that. I had a lot of friends, and I like to communicate with people. So there was zero bullying in the school. Another thing that happened is when USSR collapsed in the early 90s, my father, he switched jobs and become more financially successful, I would say. And he was able to buy better groceries and treat us and my mom with time after time with stuff that become available from the other countries. Like, for example, chocolate bars. Back in the 90s, it was a very, very big thing for us because before that, we didn't have an access to all these products. Like before that, for example, having a banana or an orange or a bottle of Pepsi or Coke was a big event for me. Um, if I had a bubble gum, I can chew it for 2 days. Even if it's lost its taste and it was like a cement in my mouth, chewing a gum was taking you to another level among your friends. So before going to bed, I put it on the table. I woke up. If it's too hard, you can put it under the hot water and proceed chewing it for another day. So when my dad got a salary or bonus, time after time he was buying chocolate bars like Sneakers, Mars, Picnic, Topic, Nuts, Bounty, and usually he was buying two. They were pretty expensive, to be honest. Like, I don't remember the prices, but definitely you could buy one chocolate bar or a kilo of meat, for example. So he was buying those two bars. Each bar we cut on two even pieces. It was easier with the bar with the name of Bounty because it was selling like in the two even pieces already been cut in two even pieces. I'll try to find pictures and upload them here. And yeah, well, one was for me, one was for my younger sister, one was for my mother, and the last one was for our dad. So, long story short, my school years, then I went to college. I was studying law for 5 years. I have a diploma. And the older I get, the more pounds I was gaining. Still, it didn't bother me at all because not that I had issues with woman attention, or again, I was bullied by my surroundings. No, everything was fine. I had a great time, still was pretty active. It's just, I didn't like how the cloth sits on me. Again, back then, I already looked like a bag of potatoes. Unstructural, no shape, something like that. Plus, my unhealthy habits appeared. Um, my parents were always busy, working, providing to our family. So I had a lot of free time and a lack of control. So I started smoking cigarettes very early. I would say I was like 10 years old when I tried. Don't smoke cigarettes right now. I quit when I was 27. Now I'm 41. But back then, that's the first unhealthy habit among all that sugar that I was getting through the products and groceries that I've been eating and drinking, because no one was reading what is it saying in the back of the pack of candies or a chocolate bar or a juice or any other drink. Drinking water was the last option. If I could back then, I would drink soda day and night, day and night, because it was rare. I never had it before, and it tastes super, super tasty. Um, Another unhealthy habit, which I'm still having, is liquor, alcohol. First time I think I tried beer when I was 12. The taste was miserable, so I did not proceed with it back at that time. But the market was flooded with low liquor, low amount of liquor drinks. Back then it was called gin tonic, brandy cola, and rum cola. The taste was still miserable, but not as bad as a beer. But right now I understand that those drinks they were super unhealthy. It was only a name, gin tonic, brandy cola, or rum cola. The amount of real, the amount of real gin or rum was minimal there. I don't even know what they were creating those drinks from, what kind of liquor they put there. Again, there was no control from the government. So you can write one thing on the etiquette and then put absolutely different ingredients inside of that product. So no one cared about healthiness or the quality of the ingredients. So I started drinking those. Everyone was drinking, and I started drinking them too. And again, it's not it's not killing you. The self-education and the information about harm of the liquor, drugs was very, very small. We were a young country. The chaos was around, and you cannot get everything through one night. So we all survived how we can. Yeah, I knew that if I will drink vodka every day, I will become an alcoholic. And I saw those poor people all around because at that time we had a alcohol and drug epidemic in my country. Like thousands of people were dying because they've been drinking heavily, and the quality of that alcohol was terrible. So you can buy a bottle of vodka, you can drink it, boom, you become blind. And I'm not joking. That's how bad was the quality of liquor. The liver failures, the issues with body overall, because people were not eating healthy and they've been drinking heavily. When I'm telling here to my friends from USA the amount of liquor that I could drink when I was younger, most of them do not believe. Even now, very rarely, when I meet my old friends from Ukraine or the people who I know, who I met here in USA, but they are from USSR, and we having our dinner with liquor, and the amount that I can still be able to drink is pretty impressive. Usually, thankfully, most of the people here in USA don't drink that much. And I paid my price for it. Very high price. Like I had two liver failures because of the amount of liquor I was drinking. Back in mid 2000s, I think it was 2007 or 2008. I got in a hospital first time, and then I would say 6 months after, I got in a hospital again because my liver could not process the amount of liquor and unhealthy alcohol that I was drinking back then. And I wasn't an alcoholic. I was not. I mean, maybe from a medical point of view, I was, but from my perspective, I wasn't. It's not that I've been drinking every day or instead of a cup of coffee and brushing my teeth in the morning, I was drinking vodka. No, it wasn't like that. I was working. I had work, long hour shifts. I was working in the casino by that time. I moved to another city, so I was living alone. I had a good salary and a lot of free time. I lived in an apartment by myself, so you can only imagine. You're a 22-year-old kid with a good money in your pocket. You have no debts, you have no bills, and you live alone. What will you do? Probably the answer is the same for most of us. You'll party. That's it. I graduated. I got my diploma, and I never wanted to work in a law field. I don't know. Back then, it sounded too boring for me. But working in a casino was way more exciting and interesting. So I was lucky enough to start this career because my father, he already was in that industry, in that business. Um, so I was working, partying, and drinking. You know, when you're young, you're very energetic. You don't need a lot of hours of sleep. Right now, sleep is one of the biggest rewards for me. I love sleep. Sleeping is one of the best things I can do. I wake up more energetic, relaxed, and to be honest, I don't spend a lot of money while I'm sleeping, which is another good thing. But back then, sleeping was not a big option. So, for example, I could work 12-hour shift, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., go home, take a shower, meet with my friends, let's say around 9:30, have a dinner with them. By saying dinner, I'm talking about the big amount of food, unhealthy food, like a lot of salads with mayonnaise, let's say pork kebab, French fries, um, and many, many other tasty but unhealthy dishes. And then we've been drinking through our dinner. It's like a tradition, Ukrainian tradition. We've been heavily drinking. We started from beer, so you have one, two, three bottles of beer, and then you will proceed with vodka. So in my country, vodka is in smaller bottles than in USA. It's half of a liter per bottle, but the beers are bigger than beer bottles are bigger than in USA. It's half of a liter for a bottle of beer. Here, beers are smaller, and the vodka or tequila they are selling in bigger bottles. So after dinner like that, with a full overloaded stomach and already being pretty much drunk, we would like to proceed our evening in the club. That's where we were going. So you're staying in the club, you drink crazy amount of cocktails. I don't know the amount, to be honest. Cocktails never hit me a lot, so I could drink, drink, and drink for a while. Don't forget that most of them have ingredients, like the added ingredients that consist a big amount of sugar. So I don't know. Like right now, I'm trying to figure out what, how did I survive all that? And it's not that it was happening for one or two times. It was on the regular basis, once or twice per week. Friday to Saturday, Saturday to Sunday. And it was a lot of liquor, a lot. So let's say if I have 2 shifts in a row, I'm finishing, let's say, at 2, 3 a.m. I'm at bed at 4 a.m. I wake up at 7 a.m., taking shower, taking coffee, then take a 1 or 2 Red Bulls, and I'm going to work. So I started on Friday, then I partied all night. I come back to work on Saturday at 8 a.m. I work another 12-hour shift. I come home, I change my clothes, I meet my friends, and we repeat all yesterday program. The same thing that we did yesterday, we're doing it again, but just switching the locations. That's it. And of course, on Sunday in the morning, I don't feel well. So I think that, again, it depends on the body. For each person, it's like very personal thing. But my thing was that after all this crazy amount of liquor I've been drinking, I wasn't I wasn't dying next morning. Yeah, I didn't feel bad. I was very thirsty. I needed like 2 pills of painkiller, and that's pretty much it. I was all right. I proceed doing what I was doing and following my daily routine. I didn't have that thing when when you drink a lot, you have a terrible hangover next morning. You're like literally dying in that bed, and you start drinking, for example, beer or Bloody Mary to just to cut that pain in your body. And the liquor starts working again, and it's like a dead cycle. You drink a lot, next morning you're dead. You start drinking little by little, beer by beer, like cocktail after cocktail, and by the noon or let's say afternoon, you already wasted because the amount of liquor that you had before wasn't processed for 100%, and then you put more, and here you go, you have like 3 4 day alcohol cycle in your body. No, I didn't have that. In most of the times, I would say the next day of drinking was lighter than the previous one for me because, and I'm thankful for it. If I will drink a lot, I'm not a big fan of drinking next day. So I don't have that rush of liquor for a next day. Like my body's saying, no, bro, stop. I don't need no more liquor. I'm tired of it. I've had enough yesterday. So I don't want to proceed with it today. But if my friends were calling, if the party was good, I needed to negotiate it with my body and mind. I said, listen, we need we need to have a party another day, right? 2 parties is better than one. And I had that way of life for a pretty long period of time, you know. That's why I got to the hospital because I start feeling terrible, and I start having like a temperature, a higher temperature in my body. You know, when it's not critical, when it's not hitting like 102 degrees, no, but it was above average, and I didn't feel well. I feel tired. I feel exhausted. And I don't know how to describe this condition, but I just knew that I'm not okay. Like inside of my body, it was like I was in a I was in a pain. It wasn't a severe pain, and I just couldn't say like I have an issues in with this part of the body. No, I was just feeling not good. And then back at that time, I was like 22 years old. So I went to see a doctor, and I did my blood work. He called me, and he like straight. He asked me. He asked Anton, "Are you an alcoholic?" And I was shocked. I said, "I'm 22 years old. Do I look like an alcoholic?" He said, "No, I see that you don't look like an alcoholic, but your blood work says that you are." So, after short conversation with my doctor, he prescribed me that thing. What's the name of it? IV drop counter. They put a needle inside of your vein, and the medicine, the liquid medicine, is running through your vein very slowly. Like you need to be in a hospital for a few hours. You can do it at home if you know how to do it, but every day I was visiting a hospital for 2 days, for 10 days in a row to had that procedure. Like every procedure was, I don't know, I think I've stayed there for 3 4 hours. So that helped me to clean my liver. My temperature went back to normal. I become as energetic as I used to be. I feel way better, but that fear of feeling uncomfortable, unusual, and unhealthy at that period of time, I was like, listen, I'm 22 years old, and I feel like piece of as a piece of, you know. Um, so I went straight down to my friends, and when we had another dinner, I said that I'm not drinking. Everyone, everyone was surprised because, like, if you're not drinking back in my country, if you're not drinking while everyone else is drinking, that's something so unusual that people looking at you like you're some kind of a spy, you know? Why are we drinking? We're having fun. We're having like a free conversation, and you're like sitting there in the corner, not drinking, probably listening and memorizing everything what we're saying, and you're gonna use it against us. I'm exaggerating, but again, people who are from USSR and who lived back in those days, and they were drinking on a regular basis, and then for some reason you stop drinking. Let's say doctor prescribed you antibiotics, and you say, "I don't drink." People will start slowly pushing you. Let's have one shot for your friends. Drink for your mother. You will not drink for your mother? Are you crazy? Or for your girlfriend? Oh my God, look at her. She's sitting next to you. You're not gonna drink for her health or for your couple or something like that, you know? But I said, listen, if you will push me, I, I will just stop. I will just stop hanging out with you because I cannot. Like this is what literally what doctor said. I just came off the medicine. I will follow the diet, and I will quit drinking. All right, I was heard. They stopped pushing on me, and I wasn't drinking for 3 months. Zero liquor, zero alcohol, and then again it started as usual, little by little. Um, Non-alcoholic beer, regular beer, Bud Light, not Bud Light, but Bud Light, lighter versions of beer. One bottle, two bottle, three bottle. They're all good. I'm not dying. I still feel good. But liquor kicks so good. Oh my God. If you're not drinking for a while, like 3 months for me with no liquor, ooh, that's a while. 3 bottles of beer took me away. Not that I couldn't stand on my knees, on my legs, but not that I couldn't stay straight, but my head was foggy. I never was and still, I'm not a fan of wine. I don't drink wine. I don't understand wine. Wine is not my thing. So from beer, we went straight to vodka, just as usual. Why not? I know the road. I've been there before. Why should I stop? My friends were happy that I'm back in business. Let's go. And I started again. First, little by little, I was skipping shots, but who am I lying? 3 months I wasn't drinking. It took me another probably, I don't know, month, maybe a little bit more to catch up with my previous results. Here we go. Same song. And that thing hit my liver again. Not not very fast, not very soon, but I think I returned to the hospital. It was in a different city. Um, I think I returned. First time I got into the hospital, it was winter, and the second time I came back there, I think it was summer or early autumn. Yeah, same thing. The blood work, the liver numbers are in the sky. They're still pretty high. I will post the pictures of the blood work in recent 5 years. Not crazy, but still far from perfect. And yeah, back then they put me in hospital again for the 10 days. Same procedure, same drugs to use, and that hit me hard because doctor said that another 2-3 years of life like that, and the processes in my body will be Um, and after that, my doctor said that if I will proceed like this for another 2, 3 years, it will not be possible to heal my liver again. So it will just start, um, it will be ruined. The condition of my liver will be so bad that it will affect my health till the rest of my life.